What's good, all my trader and investor homies? It's your boy Kevin. This is Touchdown Trades. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top EV stock to buy and hold forever. That's right, forever. We're talking about a stock that I think is going under the radar. It's not getting the respect it deserves in the EV sector. Everybody's focused on these smaller EV companies that have came out of nowhere and they've absolutely blasted off. The EV auto manufacturer that we're going to be talking about today isn't getting enough attention, and I personally think it may be the best EV stock to buy, invest in, and hold forever for long-term growth. It's a very low-risk stock, but I think over the course of the next decade or so, we could be looking at a big under-the-radar move from this EV auto manufacturer. If you're new to the channel, this is Touchdown Trades. We talk about the hottest stocks in the market every single day. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and everybody go down there and click all the buttons, the like button, just click all the buttons. The EV auto industry has been hot, it's getting a lot of attention, and the EV stocks that we all know and love have gone to the moon. But the stock we're going to be breaking down today hasn't really gone to the moon. It's made a steady increase, but in my opinion, it's still undervalued, still under the radar, and let's talk about it. Before we talk about the top EV stock to buy and hold forever for huge growth opportunities, check out the link in the description for Webull. Webull is offering the Touchdown Trades community not one, not two, not three, but 4 free stocks valued up to $3,700 when you use the link in the description down below and deposit $100 or more. That is literally free money. Check them out. Also, check out the link in the description for the 2-week free trial to the private Discord chat. We have been absolutely killing the game. Yesterday, I made an alert in the chat on this POLA, ticker symbol POLA. We bought it right here at about $8. This thing went skyrocketed up. $15 the next day, almost 100% from our entry point. Huge move. If you were in the chat, we all caught it. We all made a huge percentage return in just like less than 24 hours. There's a 2-week free trial. Link in the description. Check it out. The top EV stock, or one of them in my opinion, to buy and hold forever, literally forever. This is a stock that you can put in your portfolio, forget about it, and just watch it grow and then cash out later when you're older, or pass it on to your kids or grandkids. It's one of those type of stocks. It's a blue chip company, and that is going to be General Motors. It is not getting the respect it deserves in the EV space. They are making a huge push in the EV space, and not enough investors are paying attention to it. So in today's video, we're going to break down all the moves General Motors is making in the EV market, and we're going to talk about why I think they're undervalued from a stock, from a market cap perspective. So we can see that General Motors, they sold off pretty hard like everybody did when the Ronasaurus came out. Sold off from the $35 area all the way down to 15 bucks. We rallied very nice back up here to $50 a share, but compared to the other EV auto manufacturers, from the $35 pre-Rona to $50, that is not even close to the type of move that we've been seeing from these other companies, such as Tesla. Tesla has been crazy strong. This year alone, let's go back 2020, from $66 a share to $900 a share. That's the type of moves we've been seeing in the EV market. How about NIO? NIO's market cap is almost as big as GM's. That is just stupid. And we're going to talk about why that's stupid in a second. But NIO's market cap is up there with GM's. It's made a gigantic move. And GM, I'm not even going to go there because we're going to talk about it in a second. But GM should be worth double the amount of NIO. And let's talk about why. We know that China is eliminating our common consumer carbon emission vehicles, the gas cars. They're gone. They're going to be gone by 2030. I think it's 2030, 2035. China is eliminating all common consumer internal combustion cars and vehicles, so we're transitioning to EV. The Chinese EV market is growing straight up. But even buy a gas car, you have to win a lottery, and it's extremely expensive. That's why companies like NIO and XPeng have caught a lot of traction. The stocks have made a huge move. But let's take a look at the top selling vehicles, EV vehicles in China. Way down here at the bottom of the list, you have the NIO ES6. This is a little bit old data, but it still holds true. Most of these numbers are still very similar. This is November 2020 data. So way down there, you got the NIO ES6, and then we have the Xpeng P7 with 2,000 vehicles, the NIO ES6, 2,300 vehicles, the Xpeng P7 with 2,700 vehicles. We move up the list here, and let's take a look at this top. We have the Tesla Model 3, 21,000 vehicles delivered in November 2020. Monster numbers there by Tesla. This top vehicle right here, the Hongguang, I'm not sure if I'm saying that, Mini EV, right? That's the leading EV vehicle sold in China November 2020 with 33,000 vehicles delivered. Huge numbers. Well, guess what, guys? That is a GM vehicle. That Hongguang Mini EV, GM makes that car. That is a GM vehicle. GM is flying under the radar and is a great long-term buy and hold in the EV space. The tiny car zips past Tesla to lead China's electric vehicle market. So the Hongguang Mini, made by GM Venture, costs just $4,300 and is the best selling in the world's largest EV market. I think this was a brilliant move. The largest areas in China are going to be the urban environments where we know the traffic is horrible, tight roads. You got to zip in and out of traffic. So GM manufactured this small little smart car looking EV vehicle, and it's flying off the shelf. They are delivering up near 50,000 vehicles per month. It's absolutely huge numbers, and nobody's talking about this. They also just announced that they're going to be coming out with an electric Hummer. This thing's pricey. It's going to cost upwards near of $100,000. So it's not going to be flying off the shelves probably. There's not going to be that many deliveries, but it's good to see that they're coming out with a truck, because GM's known for their Chevy trucks, their GMC trucks. That is probably their best seller, the biggest revenue producer here in the United States. So they're probably trying out this GMC EV Hummer, and it's nice to see that they're working on that. Even though I don't expect the sales numbers to be outrageous, to be high, it's a very good looking vehicle. The specs are outrageously good, and it's really expensive. There's no getting around the fact that it cost $100,000, but I like that they're moving in that direction. GM also just unveiled their electric delivery van that is going to be competing with the likes of Workhorse. It has 250 miles of range, which is further than Workhorse's vehicle. You guys know I'm a big Workhorse believer, the Stallion baby. I think it's going to be a huge company in the future. But GM's also getting in the space, and I also think GM's a really good investment. General Motors announced Tuesday it will be spinning out a new delivery in logistics business called BrightDrop. This is going to be a total EV business, the first products of which will be an electrified pallet and delivery van. Both vehicles, which will be powered by GM's Ultium battery platform, are slated for release this year. The announcement of the new logistics business comes as GM is undergoing a massive $27 billion pivot to the business of designing and manufacturing electric vehicles. They are focusing a ton of attention, a ton of money and resources to switching from common consumer gas vehicles. All their vehicles are known for gas, diesel, trucks, whatever. They're switching to EV. I like to see this. This BrightDrop, I think, has huge potential. I really do think this BrightDrop has huge potential. So Ford just released their electric delivery van, and it only has 126 miles of range, which is very low, and it has a $45,000 price tag. So this GM BrightDrop van delivery, last mile delivery vehicle is crushing the Ford last mile delivery vehicle. And guess what? Guess what, baby? They just got a deal with FedEx for 500 vans to be delivered this year to FedEx. That is huge news. 500 vehicles. That gives them a foundation to build off of. Huge news for GM. That BrightDrop is starting off with a bang, getting a $500 order off the jump. General Motors is also converting several of their plants that they already own into EV plants. They're switching their common consumer internal combustion manufacturing factories from just that into EV factories. They got 2 or 3 of them They got this Detroit factory changing to an EV plant. I think they have one in South Carolina. 2 or 3 of these huge factories that they already own being transitioned to EV plants. And this is what I was saying earlier. You guys are going to roast me in the comments for this, but I think GM should have a market cap 2x that of NIO, because NIO in its own country is getting outperformed by GM's electric vehicles. GM already is established. Sure, they're a little bit late to the party, but they are going to be, in my opinion, more capable of building those great EV vehicles and sending them all around the world, getting those sales numbers, getting those revenue numbers up, getting an autonomous driving program going, getting a robo-taxi program going. I have more faith in GM to get it done than I do have with NIO to get it done. GM's beating NIO in sales in its own country. That is not a good look for NIO. Let's compare the numbers real quick. I know NIO has like a cult following that's going to be like a herd of vultures in the comment section just pecking my eyes out. But just hear me out. Take a look at the numbers. NIO has sales of 1.92 billion. Okay, let's take a look at, and it has a market cap of 88 billion. Let's look at GM. Market cap of 74 billion. So NIO has a bigger market cap than GM, but GM has sales of 115 billion, 100x that of NIO. Sure, GM is selling internal combustion vehicles, right? NIO is not. But I think GM really is going to be one of the big players in the EV space for forever, for decades to come. I think GM is 1 or 2 years late to the party, but they're just in time. Other companies that aren't getting in yet, I think Ford's way too late, but I think GM is going to be just fine. It's going to be one of the big 3 in the EV space forever. All right, but none of this really matters. What I want to hear is GM getting into autonomous driving and robo-taxis. Why? That's why Tesla's market cap is outrageous, pushing, $700 billion market cap? Because everybody knows Tesla's going to be the King Kong of the robo-taxi game, the autonomous driving game, which is going to be a huge $100 billion plus industry in the years to come. So what I really want to see is GM putting money, R&D, and effort into autonomous driving and robo-taxis. That's where the real growth is going to come from any EV company. It's not going to be selling common consumer cars. It's not going to be selling last mile delivery vans. It's in autonomy. Autonomy is the key. It's that simple. Autonomy is the key to growth in the future for companies like GM, NIO, and Tesla. Tesla is already getting there faster than the rest, and the rest are trying to catch up. But to conclude the video, I love GM for a long-term buy and hold if you're trying to get it some more exposure, safe exposure to the EV space. If we take a look at the chart, we have a ton of support up here at the $41 level. Right now we're trading at $50. I would love to get in on any pullbacks down towards that $41 area. Tons of support in that area. We can see there's a ton of volume traded over there, and I think it's going to be hard for GM to get back under that level, as I believe it's already undervalued even at this $50 area. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be investing any pullbacks. I'm going to be investing in this GM, and that's going to be in my long-term account. This is a buy and hold for several years, decade plus for me probably. I'm going to put a 2-year price target of $100 a share on GM. This is not one of those stocks that's going to run up 100% in 2 months like we've seen with NIO, like we've seen with Workhorse, like we've even seen with Tesla. This is going to be a slower mover. It has a bigger market cap, bigger float, and it's just not going to jump parabolic and go to the moon in just a couple of weeks or months. We have to be patient with this. It's going to be a longer term investment for me. I hope you guys got something from this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace.